Kevin Stewart here, Mr. Do-Right if you didn't know, and we're at the Mastering Manhood Conference right here in Austin, Texas. And today we have a special guest. Sir, tell us your name, where you're from, and what brought you to the conference.
I'm Carl Spencer, president of 100 Black Men of Austin. I live here in Austin, Texas, and it's a pleasure to be here, actually.
Man, I heard you was here. I was sitting over here stalking you over here on the side. I was like, you know, I can't get out of here without getting this interview. You know what I mean?
It's an honor.
No, it's an honor for me. Look, you doing some work out there, and I appreciate it.
You know,
we all appreciate it, even if you don't hear it enough, all right?
Right. Well, I tell you, man, honestly, man, it's really just about giving back to the community, doing it from the heart. And I think a lot of times we as young black men in the community, we have to help our younger generation understand that we are men. We can be emotional, we can be stern, but also be educated and influential. And so those are some of the things that we try to teach in our organization with 100 Black Men. And for me, growing up originally from Chicago, I come from that mindset of divine order. And so I try to implement a lot of those key elements into our organization, man. And it's been working out good thus far, man.
All right, man. I'm giddy, so you gotta bear with me, all right?
It's all good.
So, what's something that you got out of this conference today?
Wow. I'll tell you, man, so the actual panel that just took place today, when the gentlemen were being very transparent with who they are and sharing their testimony and letting these young men know that they have emotions and they've been through situations, but they've overcome those situations. To hear the brother talk about how he went to the penitentiary, but he was able to get out and get an education, become a 4.0 student, and be true to who he was in the midst of all of it was key for me. That was just key.
You know, he made me think of Louis Conway Jr. Sitting up here running for city council after his history and not letting anybody stop him from running. I'm like, this is stuff that I needed to see when I was younger.
Yes, and I'll tell you something. What I've learned just from this conference was to be fearless. I feel like if you just come in this arena and just be fearless at everything that you do and you do it in a positive light, you'll see your results. You'll see the fruits of your labor. And so I think for people who haven't been here, you need to come, embrace the brotherhood, meet other brothers in the community, outside the community that are trying to do great things. And hopefully we can all come together as one to build this, I call it a fortress of brotherhood, to be able to give back to these young men in East Austin and Austin area, for them to know that they're special.
So what is something you would like to say to somebody out here that may be watching this interview right now to inspire them?
Man, first and foremost, to forgive. I think that's the most important thing that we all need to do as men, is forgive ourselves, forgive the people around us. I think another phase is, for me personally, I'm learning in my life that, you know what, we as men, I have to be the best leaders. And so what that means is the whole thing, the conception of being with multiple women is a myth. Be a man and be with one woman and grow with her. Build a foundation, build your family. Don't just have kids and then leave them. That's some of the things that we as men, you and I can relate to that. No one sat down and told us you don't need to be with more than one woman. That's second thing, don't be afraid to get your education. Don't be afraid to be fearless and get your education, because guess what? When it's all said and done, you're either going to read a book whether you're in jail or not. Am I right?
Right.
So if you're going to read a book, you might as well read a book while you're in a positive light.
Yes.
And you're not behind somebody's bars being somebody else's slave. Exactly. And so those are some of the things that I hope people would get from not only this conference, but from the brotherhood, from our experiences. And so that's something I want people to get.
You know, you're blowing me away. You're blowing me away. You said that. I used to do a show on YouTube because I'm a veteran, and I used to interview veterans, a lot of older veterans. And I would ask this question because I wanted to get the point across. Like, what is something that you regret you didn't do when you was in the military? 90% of them will say, I regret not getting an education, especially when the government was paying for it. You had the opportunity.
Yes, you had to get. I would say my regret in life, I had a regret, and I'm going to be honest with you. I had a regret, and I'm grateful to God that I was able to go back and tell the truth. I went back and apologized to all the women I messed up, and I stepped on. That's maybe I shouldn't use stepped on, but abused in terms of not being truthful. You know, having multiple women in different relationships and not telling them the truth and playing with their emotions.
What's up, world? We back at it. Now Mondays, we on Wednesdays. We on Hump Day, baby. It's Hump Day time.
Keep
We're gonna
grinding.
give you that game on Hump Day, baby.
Grinding.
The locker room, baby. We back at it. We got our special guest in. I got my main man Worldwide with me. We're going right back at it with the Mac Facts today. And we're going to keep dropping game, man. Like, share, continue to support. And any questions, come with those questions. And like Mac said last week, rep your city. Wherever you from, state, location, rep that. Send that in. Without further ado, I got some good guests, some great men out here, man. Some of them know me, some of them don't.
What's going
But
on,
we
bro?
partners
How
now.
you doing, man?
I got my man Carl Spencer here.
How you doing, big bro? Now you know I had to get you first blast off top.
Let's go.
Right off
Let's
the
go.
muscle,
Let's
you
go.
ain't gonna
So
let
I'm gonna
nothing.
tell you how we roll, man.
Okay.
I met Ray back in '91 in Minnesota for the Final Four. He didn't know
Cold
we
in
didn't know
Minnesota.
each other,
Man.
but what it was, my roommate was the artist for Prince and Chris Carter. So they got us VIP access to the Final Four parties.
Wow.
So it was Ray
Talking about
Juwan,
that party.
Nick
Talking
Axel,
about
Wow.
Nick Van Exel, all them
All
cats. So
them
like
cats,
we was
man.
all kicking it with them. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I'm,
we here.
I'm a guard. I'm 5'4", right?
I'm spun, little brother.
right.
Say, but that party was life changing.
Man.
I didn't know it was that much money in the college world and
Brother.
just in the business at that time.
And
man.
I was just living in St. Paul at the time.
Yeah.
And we just kicked it, man, and met Juwan, and man, it was just love, man.
That's
Kicking with the
awesome.
brothers, and here it is, 30 plus years later. Running to Ray, and I'm like, "Yo, Ray, what's up, boy? You
Man.
remember me?" He's like, "Nah, like, let me tell you the story." And he's like, "Ah,
Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Man,
So
that's
that was the
awesome,
healthy
man.
days when the mind was functioning right. Who you got with? Talk to me. Let's go, man. So Carl, mentor and president of 100 Black Men of Austin.
100.
He does a lot of other things, but we're going to get into that. We're going to let Carl introduce his crew.
So first we have brother Elias Salahuddin. He's on our executive committee. He's part of the 100 Black Men. He's also a part of the Texas Empowerment Academy.
Awesome.
And then we have Malachi Stoves, first year member, but he's been putting in a lot of work with the organization, and I wanted to have him on the podium with us just to
Young
show
blood.
that we have young brothers in
Yes.
the building.
Awesome.
Yes, yes,
awesome,
yes,
man.
yes, sir.
Awesome, brother. So we just gonna get on to it, man. We ain't got time to be playing, man.
Yes,
These people they thirsting out here. They want this, man.
Well, go ahead and bless the
you know,
women. You know
but
what
but
y'all
but
talking
but
about.
do your shout out, man, because we got to do this, man.
I mean, first and foremost, I just want to give a shout out to 3 important people in my life. One is Shavari Roberts, my sister back in Chicago. You just got at the hospital today. I love you, girl. Keep your head up. To my girl Charlotte Roussel, both of y'all are battling some strong issues with that C word. I don't even like to say it,
Right.
but I love y'all. Keep y'all head up. And to my great niece Royalty Spencer, the doctor said she was blind, and then I saw a video last week showing that my great niece grabbing toys. So I know God is good, and I just want to give that shout out to all
That's real,
3 of y'all. I love y'all.
Man, that's
Keep it
real
moving,
right there, bro.
and let's get this show started.
Man, oh man, shoot him up. You good?
Yeah, go get
So
up.
I'm just gonna come out with it, man. What is the origin of 100 Black Men of America, and how long have you been the Austin chapter president?
So the organization started back in the late 60s.
Mm.
It was based on some brothers in New York who were professionals, black professionals. They wanted to do something in the community, and so what they did was they started the organization 100 Black Men.
Man,
And from that point, they were going out mentoring in the community and giving back and letting them know that we're professional black men. We're doing our thing. We just want to show you who we are.
Right.
And from that point, they started branching off to different cities. And as of right now, we have over 100 chapters across the world. We have a chapter in Turks and Caicos, London. We're shooting for Africa right now.
Oh,
so we
man, that's
have
awesome.
a lot of mentoring organizations across the United States and other countries.
All right, that's
Man.
real.
I've been the president for 2 years now. It's been a blessing. I've learned a lot with the organization. There's a couple things we definitely gonna talk about, but it was just things that I came in with the passion. Well, I can just tell you like this. So basically, when one of the brothers asked me what I think about becoming the president of the 100, I was like, hold up, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't have my BA degree. A lot of these guys are executives.
Man.
They own their own businesses.
Mhm.
And so for me, it was more of a fearful thing for me because it's like, what can I say to these brothers who are far advanced than I am?
Right.
One of my brothers pulled me to the side, Brother Carl Nichols, and he was like, man, you know what? God has destined you to do this. And when he said that to me, I was like, I bet I'm rolling.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Chicago. That's how we roll.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
We'll
went to
make
that
it
whole thing of I'm gonna make this thing happen. And I started, I came into the organization with my thoughts and my ideas, but then I come from a background of accounting, HR, event planning, and so I came in higher education. So I came in with that muscle of like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And passion is contagious, right? Not only is he well organized, he's very passionate. And when he talks about initiatives that we're trying to get into, it resonates with all the brothers, right? And he does what he says, and he's consistent. And I would say for the past 3 years that I've been part of the organization, the way we've grown and come together just as a group has a lot to do with just who he is as a human being, his passion, his dedication, his commitment, and his organization skills. The guy's just so it doesn't matter what.
So the accountability was
yeah.
very good then.
Yeah.
That's basically what we
So-
lack in. You strong at.
But let's be clear now. Let's be clear.
Okay.
I have some brothers who were directing me.
Okay.
Because I go hard in the paint, they be
But
like,
you
bro.
coachable though.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
Okay.
I would,
all right,
I would
okay.
literally, I'm gonna give you two
That's
names.
what I'm saying.
I'm gonna give you two names off top. Eric Collier, who's my mentor now.
Okay.
He's 72 years old.
Man.
That brother would tell me, slow your roll, partner.
That's major.
Man.
I hear that. We
See what I'm
talked
saying?
about that a couple times, having mentors,
Man.
people
Right.
that pour into your life.
But
Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
eat.
So that's my one mentor. And then Carl Nichols,
Yeah.
me and him, we fight a lot. And what I mean by fight is we come from two different our thought processes are different, but we're still the same.
So
If
hold
that
on.
makes sense.
So hold on. You can have an argument with them,
Yes, sir.
and y'all still can go get something to eat.
Oh no, I got one better for you. We get up together to go eat, then we talk about it.
Oh man, that's what I'm.
Then we
talking
squash it, and then we move
about.
forward.
Man, that's what I'm talking.
And the
about.
reason why I say
Right.
he's one of my mentors is because he challenges me.
Mm.
I'll say something like, bro, no, I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Because
Yes.
I said this a while back.
That's that
Is
perspective.
you can't soar without a mentor.
That's it, bro.
Okay, keep going.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, for me, I don't take credit. I just can't. That's just not who I am.
Right.
Growing up in the streets of Chicago, I was taught divine order. You respect folks.
I like
Dang.
Shot Town.
You know what I mean?
Shot
He
Town.
said,
That's
so
Larry.
in order, boy.
Bro,
You like Larry?
that level of divine order of
Man.
doing the right thing. So like this brother right here, I met him just on another level. He became a member.
Just like that.
I met this brother on the phone conversation. He became a member. But then we say we're brothers.
Right.
And Ray, if you call me tomorrow and say, man, I need a 20, and if
That's
my
it.
wife say 20 is good, you got it.
That's it.
That's just how we
I like
roll.
how you said what the wife says.
Yeah, because you still can't give away nothing. Yeah, you can say it.
I can say it.
But I got to get that proof first. Yeah.
it's a chain of- it's a
But the
chain of
brotherhood
communication.
is real, bro.
Yeah.
The connection is real, man. And I
Yeah.
think the men are showing that. I saw something not too long ago where y'all went to a school
Man.
deep. What was the purpose of that? Talk about that with me. Let's go.
So, do you know Tech Power Academy, right?
Yes,
so
yeah, of
we're
course.
the only surgeon African American school here in Austin.
Say that again.
We're the biggest, I would say, elementary, middle school, and high school here in town. What I mean by biggest, we have the largest number of concentration of black youth here in Austin, Texas. Most people don't know about us. I've worked for a number of organizations, raised money for a number of organizations, and I've been here 10 years, and I found the organization by chance. They've been around for 21 years,
Man.
serving our black youth. And what they do is
Muhammad,
different.
what's up, baby?
Robert Muhammad and David Nolan,
Holland,
y'all know him.
from Philly, yes.
So they really
Philly.
focus on and just making sure the students know who they are, where they come from. They learn about the culture, not once a month or once a year. It's
You talking about
every day.
Man.
And so when
That's a
you
big difference.
so they're changing the hearts and they're rewiring the minds of the youth that they serve.
Reprogramming. That's,
Yes,
and
and
that's
so,
the biggest thing that needs to happen.
These kids have self-respect, self-knowledge, and they know who they are, so they have that self-worth still. So they're confident, right? And they're driven, they're dedicated, and they know where they're going in regards to college and career, and
Yes.
and they know they have a place in this economic engine. They know where they want to work in the future, where they want to go to college. and they're just excited about life
At a young
at
age.
a young age.
What are age
you know.
groups with that? What do y'all start with?
K,
grade levels?
K through 12.
Ah.
Right now we're up to, so we just partnered with Austin Community College.
Okay.
And so after our first cohort partnered with Austin Community College, we started out with 15 kids. It shot up to 100%. Now we're at 30 kids, and for the high school.
Okay.
And then we got 17 that are about to, this is the dual enrollment program.
Okay.
So we have after I think this semester we'll have close to 100% of our high school kids all in the dual enrollment program,
Oh, man,
right?
that's
And so they're
dope,
all
man.
thinking about where they can go to school after they graduate. And so we'll have our first graduating class in year 2021.
That's
And so,
awesome, man, I love that.
I mean, and
I
so
love it.
hopefully the city can celebrate with us. And
Yeah.
our brothers and sisters coming
Right,
together to see
right.
this
That's
campus, you know?
powerful.
Yeah.
They need to see it because then other kids can,
Yeah.
because people go by vision. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of people they don't believe until they see it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I try to tell them, but the way you sound like you doing it is these kids, they see it and then they believe it.
Yes.
And that's a big difference, man. You know what I mean? It's like some people. So when I say that is I don't want to sound harsh with it, but it seems like you kind of left behind.
Oh yeah.
And somebody is like, when you talk to them, they like, bro, we've been doing that. What
Yeah.
you preaching to the choir, bro? Like, what you say? You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and I love that because that's an advancement.
I'll
You know
tell
what I'm saying?
Brother Bobby, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you, man. The first we did a tour,
Mhm.
the 100 Black Men, and what struck me, and I walked out of that house, I'm all in. Every book in that room, when it came in the classroom, when it came to history, was African American books
What? That's at the school.
at the school.
Yeah.
So
The
these
literature
kids,
there, it's
so
there.
the kids are going in knowing who they are, right? So for all of us, we were taught American history, which is fine.
Oh yeah.
But we also had to know who we are. Like, cats don't know about Elijah McCoy,
They don't know
the
nothing.
brother who made the who created the oil for the trains. They don't know it.
Right.
But we have to show them their wealth and their value.
The value.
Right, that's it. The value.
And when this brother hooked up with Texas Empowerment, I was like, bro, I'm geeked.
Let's get
Let's
it.
go.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
You know, and
Man.
go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you said
Talk about it, but talk
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
power of the 100 men and the men coming together at these schools and making that
at the
impact.
100 we have that saying that what they see is what they become, right? And so at the school you got teachers that look like the kids and the professionals.
Uh-oh.
And so that's an issue nationally, is that you have 2% of teachers that are black males. There's only 2% of black male teachers in our in our schools. And at our school, you have 50% females, 50% male in regards to staff.
Balance.
So there's that balance. They see excellence. They see teachers, and we teach them about themselves. We teach them about their culture, their history, and so all over they have that subliminal, information coming at them of our doctors, lawyers, politicians, inventors, and so they see what they're going to become. And we're just an added benefit to the school. And so we're a bunch of, like he said, doctors, lawyers, politicians, directors, fundraisers, engineers.
Right.
And so what we're trying to do is just do some fun mentoring as a group, go in and, we played basketball against the kids and
Yeah.
Building
we
relationships.
almost lost.
Building relationships.
building relationships.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
we beat them by 1 point. We were going to do stuff like the first day of school, we all came just to, we were dressed up and just so they can see us, and we shook their hands and
Disrespect.
and just told them,
We love
welcome
you.
to your first day. We love you, and
Appreciation.
just words of appreciation.
What kids don't hear from other schools.
Yeah, and so we do stuff like that at the school, and once a month just to hang out, and so they can see us and ask us questions. And next thing we're doing is a chess tournament
Right.
on the 25th. And so we got about 20 kids that are going to be playing chess against us. And so
Strategic,
it's a way for us
yes.
to volunteer and interact with the kids
Yes.
as a group.
That's very important.
In a fun way.
And you touch on that, but building relationships is the key to change, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Once you build a rapport and get that relationship with a kid, you can get them to run through walls, man.
Oh, man.
And you can teach them about life the right way.
Dance
You dig?
underwater and not
Yes.
get wet. You know what I mean?
Yes.
My
Yes.
hello to my wife Bobby. She put a post out today and it said, "You rather hit licks or build relationships?" Well, since we talking on it, let me tell you what she really meant by that. A lot of us want it right now. That's hitting that lick. I want it right now. I gotta have it. But the other ones who think broadly would rather build a relationship because you want later.
Yes, sir.
And it's two different kinds when I say that. Okay? Some kids, all they see is right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they get it because they don't know when the next. So they gonna get it.
Yeah.
But the ones that you, it's like I'm gonna tell my son, I'll buy you 1 game this week, or I'll buy you 3 games in 2 weeks. He got a decision to make, and that's gonna let me know a lot about how he look at life. If I'm gonna get that, and then 2 weeks later I'm gonna say, but I could have bought you 3. So it makes it making them think. You know what I mean? Instead of hitting that lick, let's build a relationship, and let's get closer. Because they're going to make decisions in their life without their parents sometime.
Yeah.
Because we ain't going to always be here for them, man.
Will you play chess?
No, but I want to.
Well, we can teach you. One of the kids can teach you. How about
I'll
that?
take that.
And you come play.
You never too old to learn.
All right, cool.
But
So you can come play too.
All right, hey, check it out. We're going to the second quarter, man. We're going to take this quick break. We're going to have the young blood come back with this community, man, and we're going to talk about bringing these men together. So stay tuned. We're going to keep getting great knowledge, great advice. We're going to let y'all know how y'all can become a member of this great organization or how you can just contribute. We love y'all. Like and share. Rep your city and give me some comments. Locker room. Come back for the second quarter.
I had started one in New Jersey, and then when I came to California in 1980, we felt we ought to have an organization similar to the one in New York, which was the first one to start. So we started one in Los Angeles. And then I got together with men from 6 chapters, and we met in Washington, D.C. and said, we ought to have a national. And that's how it started.
What I'm most proud of is the commitment that was in the eyes and the dedication that was in the heart of the men who began this organization in 1963, who began the 100 Black Men of America to bring our collective organizations together 25 years ago, exist today. And we recognize there's a lot of work to be done, and we're prepared and we're motivated to get it done.
It's really about showing each individual person how they can have an impact.
Dr. Hayden is our leader. He has built this organization with a coalition of willing men, starting in New York, continuing to New Jersey, and into Los Angeles. It's an absolute honor to have him be one of our members of 100 Black Men of Los Angeles.
Well, at the time, it was to gather again many men who had the same philosophy and the same feelings about improving conditions in the community. And so I think the men more or less bonded together. And the men came in, it seems like it was a bonding right away. That they felt they had something to do to give back. Because most of these men were successful. Although we didn't eliminate, or we weren't a group that was an elitist group, we brought in men from the business world, teachers, education, entrepreneurs, lawyers, doctors, and we even had a sky cap. So we had a broad range of individuals who wanted to give back and to help. And it seems like it just caught on like a bonfire. It got bigger and bigger, and each year we grew and grew, and the membership grew. And then men would ask other men, how can I join? I'd like to join and be a part of this 100 Black Men.
The inception of the 100 in New York was situationally driven. You know, there was a problem in the community, and these African American men stepped up to the plate. And from stepping up to the plate, this was born. You know, and it also makes you think about the potential of when people step up and they get that spark what can really happen.
It's all right, huh?
Yeah, baby.
All right, we
cool.
back.
Yeah, I
Second
like it.
quarter. Second
Yeah.
quarter. We right back at it with the jump shot. Say, man, we got to get into the young blood because this is part of a youth movement as well. We are opening the eyes of all. I want to talk to my young brother Malachi. What made you want to be a part of something so powerful as a young? Because, you know, we got all these things pulling us in different directions as young men.
Yeah.
What made you want to be a part of this powerful organization?
Yeah, so my journey with the 100 started 5 or 6 years ago. I went to private school up in Boston, and there weren't many people that looked like me.
Yeah.
15 other guys that were black that started with me, and thankfully 14 of us finished at the same time. So it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
But there were times where there was a struggle. And thankfully I had people that supported me, and they actually sent me to the 100 Black Men Conference. I don't know, that was my freshman year. That was the first time in my life that I'd seen successful black men. Right?
Wow.
Like, I'd never seen men who had professional careers and did what I wanted to be, right? And honestly, that weekend changed my life. I met my mentors. I doubled down.
Word again.
And, no, hey, I got a board of advisors from that, right?
Right.
And honestly, the second I graduated college, I moved down to Austin. I was like, I gotta give that back. And I also gotta continue to help my community, right?
Right.
And so I was calling Carl. I saw his information. I got on him.
Yeah, right.
And honestly, it's given me the ability to kind of work. The organization is good, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of make impact in the city. 'Cause
Now, where are you from, though? Originally, where are you from?
I was born in Patterson, New Jersey,
Okay.
but grew up right outside D.C. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
All right,
East Coast.
So you East Coast,
Yeah.
snowmobile. That's a beautiful thing, man. So with your upbringing, how does that impact what your work is now, your calling right now? How did that upbringing kind of mold you to be who you are now?
That's a really good question. It's a really good question. Honestly, I've had an amazing support system growing up. My mother is brilliant. My father is brilliant. And honestly, I was one of the individuals that I was probably one of the only black students in my school. So for me to actually be able to connect with other people that look like me and understand that, it was challenging, right?
Yeah.
I think it's allowed me to truly kind of internalize and learn a lot of these things on my own. I'm blessed for the opportunities that I've had, and honestly want to continue to give other people kind of that perspective and some opportunities that I've had.
That's sweet. That's what it's all about. 'Cause I know that give you goosebumps when you hear them young men talk like that, man. How y'all feel about that? Talk.
I'm gonna tell you, man. The reason why Malachi and I kicked it, we got connected so close, is because he went to the national conference. Same thing for me. Like when I became a member of the 100, I was just a member, but I went to the national conference.
Where's that held at?
It's in different cities.
Okay.
So
they put them in
they put
different all
locations.
around.
Where's it this year?
This year it was in
That's
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Next
Next
year.
year it's going to be in Atlanta.
Okay.
So
Atlanta.
but let me just give y'all. I'm just going to throw some names
Throw
out
it
there.
out there.
C.T. Vivian, civil rights activist.
Yes.
Yeah, man. That's
You know his
powerful.
brother, right?
Oh,
Man, yeah.
that's
Tommy
them
Smith.
My peoples.
He's
That's the Black Sox.
He's still
Let's go.
alive.
Black Sox.
Yeah.
You know, Carlos
Man.
Rogers, Heisman Trophy winner, top executives for like
Yes.
Georgia Southern, all these different companies.
Man, I love
There are 100 members. To have the opportunity to sit down and talk to Tommy Smith every year,
Man.
That's powerful
Man.
in itself, man.
I came back motivated. Like,
Oh,
yo, let's
yeah.
get this.
Let's go get it.
Right.
Because if C.T. Vivian is 90-something years old and still talking about giving back to the community, and I got fresh legs,
I'm
come
out
on.
running. I'm
out.
running.
I'm doing it.
I want to add on to that.
Go ahead.
It's not just that there are people in the room, it's there are people in the room that want to support you.
Yes.
I was on a bus. I was saying earlier, the Chicago 100 Black Men chapter. I was on a bus. I was talking to somebody. I said, "Where do you go to school?" I said it. Someone said, "Oh my gosh, that was the school I went to." Right? He knew my roommate's father. He was also there. It was a good community, right? And then he got me in, right? He said, "So what do you want to do with your life?" I said, "I'm interested in technology." He said, "This is a guy from Google. This is a guy from IBM. This guy from Facebook."
Oh, I
Straight up.
this, man.
And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready. And he says, "Tomorrow, bring your resume out, and you'll start talking to these people, right?"
Right.
And from there, they've talked to me, and 5 years later, I am still talking to some of those people
Right
on a
now.
monthly basis, right? Because there's a difference, right? I
Right.
can be in a room with, the most powerful people in the world, but if they're not willing to talk to me,
Then what's the power for?
exactly.
Exactly.
So you say you surrounded by men that are willing to what? Say that again. They're willing to what?
See, we throw this towel.
They're really.
This towel means replay.
I
Okay. That's why our man Mr. New Right threw it up here
I was
because he
trying to
knew it was
figure
gonna.
out-
He knew it was gonna be some replay.
ain't that sweaty.
Yeah.
So in the locker room, the
Yeah.
red flag is the replay. When you say some powerful stuff, which
Okay.
everything is powerful,
Yeah.
but some things I just gotta run back in my mind and let the world hear again.
There it is right there.
So
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't
about
gonna
the
do
world.
justice.
Talk about what that. Go ahead. Say that.
Yeah, so the community there, they want to empower. We want to build together. And honestly, that's a 100 chapter here in Austin. It's a 100 chapter in America. And to be honest, that's the community that we need to build if we want to succeed as a group, right? Because if I go up, Carl goes up. We all go up.
We all go
right?
up.
Man,
Climbing and we reaching, right?
reach one,
Bring
teach
them up.
one.
Yep.
But see, that narrative, they don't talk about, and we got men out here doing it.
Yeah.
You understand? But they send a different narrative about the black man, and we always put each other down. We don't uplift and push
Make you
each
not
other
wanna
up.
watch TV.
You understand what I'm saying? That's why you got to get in the trenches, good people, and get out here and network and meet people that are out here. That's why we have those community Wednesdays now, to where we want your input. We're going to give you these resources.
Yeah,
We're going to
man.
plug you into these men and women out here in the community that are doing great work.
Right.
Stay linked in. Go ahead, brother.
I mean,
The one in Austin.
the
Here.
good for
You got one in here, right?
what's that?
100 men.
Yeah.
You the president?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give us some information because they gonna want to come.
So here's
It's
a great-
knowledge, man.
Here's the great thing about it. We're a dues paying organization. So when I first came in, I said I don't ask nobody for nothing.
Right.
I feel like we're black men.
Mm-hmm.
We can build our own network. We can build our own base. We can be sustainable within ourselves. But then at the same time, we said we have to be a brotherhood.
Right.
So if you going through something, if you don't tell me, I can't help you.
Closed mouth.
Vice versa. Closed mouth won't get fed.
Right,
That's why,
right, right.
And so, great example was one of our members. He had lost his job.
Man.
Hit me up, man. I need job. Yo, fellas, what's up? Boom, boom, boom. So my man need this in his resume. Da da da. Got a job in 2 weeks
Just like that.
because we're working together.
Yeah.
Man.
We can't kick each other down,
Leveraging our resources.
right? There are some members who have been a part of the organization and going through a financial situation. I made a decision to say, you bring value to the organization. I don't need your money because your value is more important than the money.
That's right, brother.
Yeah.
And your money coming in.
Your money gonna come because you're gonna give me the work.
And you building the
We
relationship.
building this. And that's just what we're about. And so, one of the great things about our organization, man, is that we all got families. We work hard. Can I mentor everybody all the time? No, we can't. But the ones that we're gonna help. Great example is like we have a Collegiate 100 on Houston Tillison's campus, and so we try to help those organizations on campus. We got about 20 members. We try to help those kids get internships. We try to promote them, like when they first come to school, like, yo, get that 4.0 GPA your first semester so you can get
Go
those
get that.
internships.
Right.
Because if you come in less than the 3.0, you starting off on a bad foot.
Yeah.
Hey, stop messing around with all those young ladies.
Yeah, they gonna be there.
Real life issues.
And now, and we sit up and we have those conversations,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Because real
Life
talk,
Yeah, man.
nobody told us when you mess around with all these women that you're creating so much pain.
I just had that talk with a group of kids.
We don't talk about that as brothers. We try to hit what we hit, and it's like, no, love this woman.
Hit that lick. or
Treat
you
her
build that
right.
relationship.
Am I perfect? No. I've been married 3 times, but guess what? I figured it out,
Figure it out.
Yep. And you will.
and I'm good.
Yeah.
My wife get mad at me. I'm like, girl, go upstairs, chill, come back down when you ready.
Yeah. And that is what it is.
We're gonna do what we got to do.
Yes.
I've
They
never
come to
cheated
the
on my
table.
I ain't never stepped not. Dude,
Right.
we got to teach our young men to be accountable for everything that they do.
Amen.
Because in order to be blessed, you got to do the right thing.
That's right. And they gotta. It's
Hold
so
on.
Yeah, man. That,
I'm gonna drop it from the top. 'Cause I like that guard. I like
man,
the
the
to be
G.O.D.
blessed.
in it all,
Come on,
man.
if you
In order to be blessed, you got to do the right thing. And then here's the other piece to it, brothers. Sometimes God don't give it to you right away.
No, make it work.
He make you work for it.
Make it work.
Right?
But it means more.
You know what I'm saying?
Right? Because it's like this. you can't. He not gonna give you no premature blessing.
Come on, man.
That's like you giving your kid a car at 13. Go and take it to school.
Right.
She gonna tear it up. She gonna hit every chord. You know what I mean, though. So when you saying on that on the tip of we showing our young men, but we gotta show the men in our house too.
Yes, sir.
So when he get out here, he gonna run into the issues and problems. But you know what else he looking at? Man, how how daddy handled mama though. I'm just saying, man, he handled her sweet and he was cool. Man, my boy ain't never seen me and my wife fight.
Boom. Give me some love.
He ain't. So, but he saw me buy her flowers. He see me open up doors. Now that's what he do see.
Now, my son, I got 5 boys. I got
That's
3 adult
awesome, man.
sons, and I got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Man, that's grace.
My 5-year-old, my 3-year-old open doors for women right now. You know what we fight about every morning? Now this is gonna be some funny. We fight about who gonna kiss,
open it?
No. Who gonna kiss my wife first? I say, you don't kiss my wife. That's your mama.
Exactly.
Now I'm gonna kiss my mama before you kiss your
Hey,
wife.
bro, we got the same. We got the same problems, man.
You gotta have those relationships.
We got the same problems, man. We got.
You know
the
what I'm
same.
saying?
It's not a problem. I'm saying we got the same thing, and I love it
Right.
because my sons see everything.
Now my older sons,
They good.
I had to go back and apologize to them because I was going from failed marriage, failed relationship, and they had to deal with it. And when I had my 2 sons with my current wife,
Man.
I called my son 6 months after my first one was born, and I said, and I cried, and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Because I wasn't there for you every day like I've been for these 2 little brothers.
And they see that.
And they see the difference.
Man.
And when I called my oldest son, who is, and I'm going to be 100,
Yeah.
he's not even my biological. I raised him since he was 6 months old when I was dating his mother, and we had a son together.
And that's what it is.
He's still my blood to this day. He's
Right
27.
now. Man.
Right?
Yeah.
When I called him and said, man, I'm so sorry. You know what he told me? You did the best you could, Pops. We still here. I just graduated from PV.
Man.
I'm good. My other son said, Pop, stop crying. I know you. We good.
Man.
But that comes from the heart of knowing your mistakes and not making the same mistake
There you
again.
go. I was about to say,
and
because you're
move
not going to be
forward.
mistake free. Where them kids you see hunky dory, the cleavers every day. You know what I'm saying? That's not real, people. We're not selling that.
Yeah, man.
We saying
Accountability,
we
bro.
saying have
I
that
go all day,
genuine
bro.
Man, I'm
spirit.
telling you, it's
That
crazy in
genuine
my house,
spirit,
man.
bro. That's how it go.
It's
You know,
crazy, man.
yeah.
They see it, and they. I feel that in the sense that my son gonna have issues and he gonna go through the struggle and things like that. But guess what? He gonna always reflect on, man, how dad did. But when they respect their mama, oh man, when he find a good woman, look how he gonna respect her, and that brings a lot of value to your home.
Yes, sir.
When, you know what I mean, and that says a lot about you, though. You know what I mean?
It's
That's
a-
why you in house. I ain't giving it to you, but you're in places where God wants you at, and where He gonna take you is even more, bro. This is a platform, bro.
This-
Yeah, man.
This half circle table right here is here for a reason.
Right.
Because you came from your walk with the 5'5". This brother came from his walk, which is a powerful walk.
Yes.
You ain't heard this brother's story.
Right.
When I heard his
we
story,
finna get to it.
when I heard his story, I was crying like a punk in front of like 200 people
It didn't matter
because
it was so real.
it was real.
Man.
Talking to this young brother about who he was and his identity, and me and him talking as brothers.
Man.
This dude, man, come on, man.
I'm going to need you, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm at LASA at LBJ, and we just had a kid come out on the news the other day. LASA is one of the top 10 schools in the country, in the United States. It's on top of LBJ High School. LBJ is a
itself.
predominantly black minority school that has a predominantly white science academy up on top of it. And we probably got maybe 10 blacks in the whole school upstairs. And he felt isolated. So I'm a solution dude too. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm
That's right,
pointing
that's
your
my-
way because he needs to have that conversation with somebody that's lived it and is excelling from that standpoint.
Man, that's what
How much time we got, Alg? What's up with you today, Alg? We
good,
good?
LG?
Good, we got 30 seconds.
30
Hey,
seconds.
we live. You back there chilling, man. I ain't, we got any questions? What we looking like halftime? How the locker room feeling?
Right now, nothing other than,
Love and support?
yeah.
That's what I like
That's
to
all
hear.
we need.
We love y'all. Love and support.
Where the conference is at.
For the question, you got any questions?
Well,
They
so
coming
with
to
your
fourth.
questions, we're gonna come back after halftime and answer some questions. We're gonna let you know more about the organization here, where you can get situated and get connected with my men down here. But we're gonna also have some stories. We're gonna get to know these men a little bit more, and we're gonna ask them about what they got going in the future.
Yes.
The locker room.
Locker
Mac
room,
Facts
baby.
finna jump right in your mind right now. We at this. Mac Facts, locker room. Come back for the second half, baby. You know we finish strong.
How y'all doing out there? This is Max Fact. Pay attention. We're gonna talk about some good topics. We're gonna keep it simple, but we're gonna keep it real. Stay tuned. It's coming. I'm coming right at you with these facts. I hope you're ready, baby. Everybody, what's up? Mac Facts. How y'all doing? Listen, real quick, I ain't gonna keep you long today, man. I got a little something, but it could turn out to be big, but I gotta get back to the program because it's really nice, man, and I gotta get back to it. But for just the people out here, I want y'all to understand this. It's a fact that when you show love, you get love back. If you show hate, you're gonna get hate back. Let's show love out here in this world, man. We got enough out here going wrong with everything in our lives and our family. People got to understand what family stands for. Family stands for father and mother, I love you. Take that heed to that. Love one another. Love one another. Like I tell y'all all the time, not HATE, LOVE. Okay? And we gonna stay on that, man, because it's very powerful, people. Hey, when you wake up tomorrow, blow a kiss to the Most High, because he loves you and he got more for you. It's a fact that every day you wake up, you got a choice and you got chances. It's just what you gonna do with it and how you doing. Now y'all show me love back. I'm telling y'all right now, send me some Mac Facts. I wanna hear from other people. I really do, man. Because I wanna read the story on what y'all got some facts on, and then I wanna give it back to you, man. I love y'all. B Mac. We out. Viewers, we appreciate everything y'all doing and watching us. I hope you getting a lot from the Mac Facts, because we're gonna come at it every week with new Mac Facts. We're gonna bring it to you. You're gonna love it. Thank you all for coming in, but I hope you just pay attention to what we're trying to do, man. We're trying to get out here, reach the community, and get these Mac Facts. It's all about you guys. It's not about us. It's bigger than us. Mac Facts coming at you.
No.
Man,
What's
bro.
up, locker room? We back, locker room.
I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, my wife right here.
Second half, boy. We live and direct, man. We got my man from 100 Powerful Black Men of Austin, the youth movement. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all like the locker room? Talk to me.
You gotta come back. I'm coming back already. I'm gonna bring some kids.
That boy, man, that's what I'm talking about, man. He already saying we got to come back and get it, man. I love that. That's what we want to hear, man.
Yep.
When you come back, what you gonna bring when you come back?
What am I'm gonna bring some kids,
Man.
youth.
That's what I'm
It's an
talking
opportunity
about.
for them to see, y'all studio and be live and share with the world
that, man.
where they came from and where they want to go. So
Please do
and
that,
hopefully
man.
the kids that come on your show will inspire other kids to stay in school, get an education, be respectful, and make something of themselves.
So I'm gonna hold you to that. Like October, we doing some team nights. Where the youth are gonna host the shows and do everything, get them involved. I think this platform is powerful.
That's 100 right there.
I'm shaking it with you. I'll arm wrestle you.
How you That's a bet, bro. That's a bet. I like that, man.
Nah, you can have that, man. Nah, I'm good.
I'm good.
I don't none of that.
Oh man.
So Carl, tell them about The program. Tell them about
yeah,
the
how
men
we
and how
do
can
this,
they
bro?
get involved, and then I'm gonna let you talk about some things you got moving into 2020. Go ahead, my
So
brother.
basically, man, the 100 Black Men of Austin, we're a chapter where we're just a mentoring organization, and we're looking for brothers who just want to give back and give their time and their efforts. We do a lot of initiatives where we're working with Houston Tillotson University for the Collegiate 100. We have the Texas Empowerment with the K through 12 students. We have brothers doing one-off mentoring session, mentoring with students on their own. One of the great things that's a joy to me is we're doing an HBCU college tour. So we did our first inaugural one this past spring break through Austin ISD spring break, and so we ended up doing Houston Tillotson, Prairie View, and then Texas Southern. Next year, we're trying to raise funds so we can. My goal, because I'm hungry like that.
Right, man.
I want to do an 8-stop HBCU tour next spring break, 4 days. But here's the caveat to it: the young men that we select, we want to do like 20 to 25 students. We want their fathers to go with them.
It's dope.
Powerful.
And if they don't have fathers, 100 will fill in the void. And we're just going to hit different schools on a 4-day stop, going through Louisiana on up to Mississippi, coming on back down. And so I want to try to expose them to different situations and different visions.
Yes.
Seeing other young black men and women on college campuses doing their thing, opening their mind and their eyes.
Man.
But it's also like getting on the bus.
Yes.
We all break bread and chop it up.
Right there.
And
Grow together.
grow together. So we're doing that. We're doing other activities where we're just really been focusing on. We're going to be really focusing on just mentoring and giving back on these initiatives, because I don't want to do things on a grand scale. I want to keep things grassroots,
Right.
where we be effective.
Trenches. You like the trench? You're a trench cat.
Yeah,
You from
yeah,
Chicago,
yeah,
my
yeah.
bad, bro. My bad. You like your hat to the left. You can't really do it like that. But
Look,
I can though. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm born again. So
But no, man, that's
what's
not
up,
tell the
man.
people
Yeah.
where. You got a website or
So
something?
yes,
Give us some
our website
information
is
on that.
100 Black Men, the number 100 blackmenaustin.org. Basically, what we do is we do an intake we start around October, with the intake being in January.
Okay.
We're annual dues paying organization, so we require everyone to pay $250 so we can take care of these initiatives that we do.
Yeah, that's commitment.
You know what I mean?
That's all
You
it
gotta
is.
have some skin in the game.
And I'm gonna be back. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we have some brothers who are like, yo, I just want to contribute, but I don't have the time. Cool. But then I have like a core group of brothers where we just get it in and do what we need to do for the organization. So if you're interested, go to the website, www.100blackmenaustin.org. You can also call 512-669-0056.
Say that again.
512-669-0056. You can hit us up and we can just give you more information, brothers. But we are looking for. I don't need 100 people around me.
All
You the
day.
right ones.
I want the right people that's gonna put in the work, because you know what I mean. I want us to go in and give back.
Yeah, I'm with the 100. What you done? Well, that's what you done.
You know what? But again, I want you to say, hey, I can't do it, but here you go.
Yes.
I'm cool with that.
You cool with that?
Let me ask you a question, Carl.
Yes, sir. That's why I love this dude.
Yeah,
Right
I,
here.
I want you to preach for a second. So, we've told them what we want to do and how we want to make a difference. But do you want to talk about the differences that we've made in some lives? Talk about the true mentorship, maybe the California situation. the
So
college,
one of the things that we do. See, that's why I love this brother.
Yeah, man.
I love this brother. So basically,
Man.
one of the things that we also do, we try to give out one scholarship a year. It can be whether you go to graduate from high school, or you're currently in high school going through programs. So this year, our recipient, he went to Westwood High School. He was selected to go to this engineering program at Berkeley. And when we found out that he was the recipient of that reward, and it was like a $4,000 trip for 1 week. We all know people don't have $4 or $5 grand just to drop.
Yeah.
And so when the opportunity presented itself, we awarded that young man. And then his mom was like, hey, I really don't have all the money. I sent the email to the bros. We took care of the whole trip, his airline ticket, the whole nine. And that brother, now keep in mind, you know how Westwood is, right?
Yeah, man.
There's not many of us there.
Predominantly white.
And so for him to be selected out of all those students, we weren't going to let that dude not go.
Missed opportunity, right, bro.
He went. I'm gonna tell you this one story, and I'm not gonna say the young man's name, but I'm gonna just tell you, when I think about it, it just brings tears to my eyes. So we were at a collegiate male retreat that we worked with University of Texas with Emory, and This young brother was at the retreat, and he was just telling the story about how when his grandfather passed, it just hurt his soul, and he didn't know how to function, and all he was left with was his grandfather's coat. He was walking around campus with that coat on. It'd be 100 degrees, he was wearing that coat.
That's deep, man.
The moral of the story was, well, let me just take a step back. So we send 20 students from Houston Tillerson every year to this retreat. We sponsor it. This particular young man, we had already gave out the 20, but this young man came into my life and he was like, man, you know, this is what's going on. And I'm like, dude, you need to go to this retreat. He's like, I ain't got no money. I was like, paid, don't even trip. Don't even trip.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll give you the money. No, this is for you.
Man.
The brother went and opened up. He came back. The brother's life changed forever. He sent me an email 2 months ago saying, Brother Carl, I love you for sponsoring me with this $100 to go to this retreat. He's now on campus doing great things. He's an alpha. He's about to graduate from Houston Tillerson. The brother is my ride or die, and it just give me chills just thinking about it, because it wasn't even about the money.
No, it's pouring into him wholeheartedly.
Letting him know that we care about him as a brother.
Love you, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Boy. Yeah, man.
And so when he emailed me, man, I showed my wife, and then I was like, I gotta tell Dr. Moore, because he's the one who runs the collegiate retreat every year, and I'm like, bro, you need to hear this story.
Yeah.
Because we need to let all the brothers know that we got to keep touching our young men one way or another.
And they see it. Yeah, man.
Brother,
you know what I'm saying? Like, thank you, bro. You got to have a team around
you. Man, you gotta have that. Iron sharpen iron.
Exactly, man.
Right? You moving, I told you it's powerful, boy.
Iron
Fab
sharpen
changed the
iron.
world.
You heard
at
him, he's
18,
like, preach.
Bruh. Yes, it's on though, but he love it. He loved the knowledge and direction. Go ahead, come on.
Nobody's gonna come join an organization because we've got kind of these strategic goals and these strategic, right? Like we could have $1 million, right?
Yeah.
But the second that we show impact, right? It's because I am the byproduct of having strong black men and a strong community who has propelled me, and that's why I got to give back, right? That's how because the eventual goal wasn't about the 100, right?
Yeah.
We could care less about like the actual organization. It's that we're going to rise together, and that we can help one another, right? And so I'm that story. We're all that story, right? So we gotta be that story for others.
I want to make a shirt, man, and I want y'all organization to be a part of it, man. And it's called Reach One, Teach One. And I'm gonna make a shirt, man, and I'm gonna present it to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Love,
You know what I mean,
it's
man? It's
love.
just because that's the whole. When I thought of when we was working on Big Boy Made, that was the whole thing, is for people to say, Mac, you say so many good things, you say, but put them on shirts and let people see them, man. Yeah. And that's the whole. And the one thing I always wanted to do, because when you being a motivational speaker, when you talking to one, you talking to many. You're not talking to that just one, because if he go off and do what you said, he gonna teach it to them, and to them, and it's reaching one, teaching one, and then that's why I say, when you reach many, you reach plenty.
And I'm gonna tell you what this brother does, and I appreciate him, because we tell the young men, somebody gave it to me, I got to give it to you, and you got to give it to somebody else.
Because it's not for you.
It's not for me. I'm just a vessel.
Man,
I'm
don't
just a
pass.
vessel.
Yeah. Alley hoop.
You know what I'm saying?
Like Ray say, just throw it from the free throw line and I'm going to catch it. And
like,
that's what it is.
I
Yeah.
appreciate Elliot saying, my passion and all that. I get all that.
You're right.
But it ain't even me no more.
Yeah,
and the funny thing is, I sent an email to my dad today, and I was like, Dad, I appreciate you for everything you ever done to me. You know what my father said? It wasn't me. I was just a vessel. Right. Love you, Pops.
Oh, yeah, that's 1 million right there.
You know what I
man.
mean?
Yes.
So,
yes, man. Yes.
So tell them a little bit about your story, man. Let's get into it, because when Carl started talking about, he gets chills, man. It's a deep story.
Well, we talked about vessels, and for me, I had many vessels, and what I mean by that is I spent majority of my life in the foster care system. So went in at the age of 7, was in foster care until I was about 21. It was just a situation where my mother couldn't take care of all of us, and just by the grace of God, she was able to find an organization that took us in. And I don't know if you guys know what the foster care system is like now. Most of the kids, they end up homeless. They're on drugs, or they're just the few that get into college, they don't graduate and they drop out, and so it's just a pipeline of kids that just really, they have the opportunity to have a future, but it doesn't work out. The system doesn't. They don't have that support.
It's like
system.
a failed system.
It's very failed. Yeah, no real support. So I was fortunate to be in an organization that provided the resources that I needed to come out and be a successful person. And my foster mother, when she passed away, I found out a couple years after she passed away that she had raised over 53 boys before she passed. And so I was one of 53, and I didn't know that until a couple years after she passed. And she didn't have a college degree. She wasn't a social worker. She was just it was her calling to provide all of us an opportunity to have a better life. And I remember I got this letter years ago on the back of her Bible, and I never knew she did this. She had a big Bible in the middle of the living room, and there's 8 boys from all different walks of life, all different colors. We never picked up the Bible, but every boy that came into her home, she would write their name on the back of the Bible. And there was a passage, and she said, although I'm not, their mother, she'd ask God to help her just, be a good mother to the boys who walk into her door. And so not all of us graduated from college, and some went to the military, some went back home in various walks of life, but many of us, we had that we were blessed by somebody who just loved us, and for many of the kids, and that's why I do what I do, to be surrounded around people who want to give back to the community, and we're really dedicated and passionate, and I try to gravitate toward those individuals who want to change a life, and it's not about the money, it's not about getting the award, it's about where your heart is and what you can contribute. So that's what's most important. So
man, that's awesome, man. Man, God always send us angels, but some of us run them off because we don't know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We can really mess it up, and when He blessed us so much, man, and it's just powerful. The blessings in that story is phenomenal, man. And I'm pretty sure it's more detailed than that. It's just, and I appreciate you. And I appreciate you showing that love and doing it, because it could. I could see that it was already touching. It was already starting to creep all the way up my heart, like it was starting to get up in there, man.
But we need to have these discussions because we talked about it. Shout out to Marcus X for coming up to LBJ yesterday and blessing us, man.
Shout out to Marcus X.
He talked about our kids, man, not being able to discuss certain issues. But a powerful school like Texas Empowerment, having those faces on campus, somebody that's relatable, those kids can discuss those issues. I'm in a situation now where we don't have many recognizable faces or relatable faces, so our kids are dealing with some crazy issues and they have no outlet right now. So I think as we build these bases with 1,000 men, I say 1,000, I say 1,000,000, you understand, because I believe in speaking it into existence.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna be able to save the youth, man. And you're gonna be powerful. You got the women on here already loving you.
They love you. My wife already talking about he's mature.
But that's where we're going with it, man. We're gonna talk about a few more things, man. We're going into the fourth quarter. We're gonna take a small break. Come right back. We got a couple questions. Fred Nunn, you coming on. I big up you. I eat all your food. We're gonna have you cook one day on here for us too, Fred. So it's going down. Locker room, Austin, Texas. We coming powerful and strong, man. This is the base.
Put
this is
your
the
3D
beginning
glasses
of it.
on.
Fourth quarter locker room, we get stronger. Fifth quarter.
Dr. William Hailing is a giant of a man. He's a guy that had already proven his commitment by moving out to start other chapters. Our second and third chapters were his.
I thought it was needed. There were so many risks in the community, in the inner city. And I was at Martin Luther King Hospital's chief of obstetrics there, and I saw many teenage pregnancies and the drug addiction and the lack of education and the lack of role models. So I thought it was very important for us to start a chapter of men who wanted to give something back to the community. And so we got a few men together, first meeting of two, maybe half a dozen of us, and we met at each other's homes, and then gradually it grew. So before you knew it, we had a viable chapter going, and we called it the 100 Black Men of Los Angeles.
Dr. Healing was the glue that brought all of us together. I grew up in the projects, and I had just as good a chance of going to prison as I did going to college. And I just happened to have enough people around me that were supportive.
Nate was one of those get the job done. Organization didn't have money, Nate wrote the check.
Well, when I started out, as I said, we started out with 6 chapters, and I think when I finished up, there were about 14. And then when Nate Goldston took over, we went up to about 40-something.
It felt like, I'm sure Martin Luther King felt like, it felt like a movement. The growth was not something that you had to work at, because I think as we moved around the country and as people saw what we were doing, it's like a fire. We ignited the fire, but the fire began to grow larger and larger.
Nate Goldston has also been a mentor. Nate, I remember pulling me aside. I'd have all these ideas about our bylaws. He said, let me explain to you where we are. I want you to help me get us in that space that we're seeking to go.
I don't care whether it's black, white, blue, green, or other people begin to feel that maybe there's something that they can do too. And I think if we begin to get that, and I could care less what color it is, but basically if we get that and we spread that, we're gonna change this world in a lot of ways.
I was inspired, so that's why I put a lot of my time in supporting Nate and bringing the organizational skills that I had to help make sure the conventions were run right, to make sure we had the resources to pay for it, because I didn't want to see Nate keep writing his own personal checks. He, again, was a man, the right time in the right place for this organization. Nate got elected as the national president. He wasn't even at the meeting.
What's up? We back for the fifth quarter. The locker room, man. 1,000, 1,000,000 black men strong. We all over the globe, baby.
Lock tight.
Got my man Carl in.
Fourth quarter.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's
go.
go.
What's your first question, Malachi? Come with it. Talk to him. Let's go. Because they loving you, man. We might see you on CNN in a minute.
I'm just saying, man.
What you talking about? But first of all, tell us how old are you?
Yeah. I'm 23 years old.
Wow. Awesome. Powerful. Let's go talk to him. Tell what's the next question?
Yeah. The next question.
Ask anybody something.
Yeah.
Be cold, 100 young men.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you guys this.
All right, let's get to
All right, so your legacy at the end of the day, what do you want to do? And how are we? Yeah, exactly. How are we going to help you?
That's my question at the end of the show.
Yeah, what's
Boy,
wrong with you, man?
You're a forerunner.
Yeah, man, I put you in front.
You might kick him off the show.
Yeah.
Actually,
You might have to leave.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
So, for me, my legacy, I want to leave is unity. You know what I'm saying? My thing is I want to make sure that our people know that we can rely on each other.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the legacy. You know, I can't tell you
He
my
gonna
whole
tell you
legacy
the whole
because
legacy.
we build it as we go, and every show I'm
Yes,
giving. But part of my legacy is unity.
Yes.
That's big to me.
Yes.
Being able to rely on your fellow brother and sister, and them being accountable and you being accountable.
Yeah.
Because like you were talking about, my brother, a lot of our people get out here and fail because of lack of a support system.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't want it or they don't have it. It's just they don't have the support system, and it
Yeah.
takes that to be successful out here.
Yeah.
So mine is unity,
Yeah.
bringing everybody together.
Mine is spiritually, because the spiritual world built the natural world. Okay, but a lot of people look at the natural. That's why they can't see the spiritual. So
Faith.
yeah,
Faith without works is dead.
you know what I mean. So mine is more like a spiritual being. Like I figure that if we can touch you spiritually, can't nothing touch you outside of that. The natural realm is nothing. You looking through things, you seeing them before they happen, and that's my thing is to I want to help, and I don't know if I can, but I can only go through God. I want to help these young men and people see their vision more, make it clearer, so then you'll have something outside of with TV and social media. And I want you to be able to say, man, I'm gonna go be a dentist, and hey, it's on my mind. I'm good. It's a passion, but when they say passion, I gotta kill them on the passion. I want to say your purpose, because purpose is bigger than passion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So my thing is just to touch people spiritually, and I feel that when you touch people spiritually, man, it's a whole nother ball game. And I know that for a fact when I speak and say what I say. That's yang and I'm yin, and that's just how this go. You know what I'm saying? And that's my whole take on it, just spiritually touching people.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
Both of you guys one more question.
Like that, boy.
So the phrase of 100 black men is, you'll see what they see is what they will be, right?
Right.
And so this is something that we've been thinking about, trying to potentially build content around. But who did you see to make you be what you wanted to be? Does that question make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Who was that inspiration for you?
Yeah, I had it at home. I had a cold daddy. My daddy a cold man.
He sure is.
You understand what I'm saying? So it started at home, and you know we got onto it. We had a guest on last week, my man Vic Reed. We talked about it.
Yeah.
And we talk about starting it at home, and he didn't agree.
Well,
but for me, it's at home.
Yes.
Yeah, my dad, Ray Jack Sr., the original Black Jack.
The real.
You know what I'm saying? And don't get no better than that, man. He did. He put it down. He wasn't perfect, though.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the things I tell people. I was able to learn from some of my mother's pain how to treat a woman the right way. It wasn't just him opening doors.
Yeah.
I saw them get into it.
Powerful.
So I can appreciate not arguing at home and, you know, but being genuine and knowing his heart was real. Just, we not perfect beings, but it started at home. That's what I saw. I saw a powerful, educated, college-educated black man that was in the community, that cared about people outside of his home and gave back.
Yeah.
So that's where it started for me.
Mine was my dad was absent a lot of my life, but it was so funny, man, that and I always say this now, that God always sent me angels. But it's the angel he sent me. Every time it was a leader. But when there was a leader, see, because I love L's, so if he was a leader, I was a listener. You see what I'm saying? Right. And if I was a listener, then I was a learner. You see, so that's why I love the L's, because I'm listening. You know, he the leader, but I'm learning as I'm listening. So when you feel me? So and I go P's and L's and all that, priorities, you know what I'm saying, and pleasures and so I always, so when they talk to me, I have my own metaphors. I looked at things. You feel me? Like they just they gave it to me, and then he connected. That spiritual is going back to that, and I just started, man, and then they showed me. Like y'all showed the young men this how it is. Man. This where we can't go. No, I got you.
Man, you know what, man? Like,
no barriers.
I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Both of y'all just said something that just made me think of something. So, and I called my sister last night. Both of my sisters, because. So, growing up in Chicago, I grew up on Lake and Ashland. Shout out to my homeboys back at the crib. I love y'all. We were all about community, right?
Right.
But for me, baseball is what I love. That was my passion.
Right.
That's what kept me busy.
Right.
And it also protected me, because when I wanted to join, the Mode, Brother Anthony Johnson, I love you, man, because you the one who told me no to get out your house when y'all was having an initiation meeting. I thank you for that, man, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
One of the changes.
And so he was the brother who told me, no, you can't come to this meeting because you're gonna be better than that, right? So when it was time for me to go to high school, The high school was Crane or Krieger, which is an opposing gang. So living in Chicago, whether you are part of the gang or not, you're affiliated by neighborhood. So no matter if you over there, you automatically Mo, you automatically
Cap on
Foe,
your
whatever,
head.
whoever. That's how it was.
Wow, man.
So I told my parents I can't go to Crane and Krieger. I'm gonna be dead. But I love baseball. So a school called Metropolitan that opened downtown Chicago. My sister went there at the time, so I went to Metro. I'm like, my life is more important than baseball. But what happened was my first semester of PE at Metro, we were playing softball. My coach saw me playing softball, and he was like, "You don't need to be here." He was a white guy.
Wow.
He made a phone call to Whitney Young High School, and if y'all know about Whitney Young High School, it's where, you know, you have to be extra smart to get in.
Yeah, man.
But my man made a call and said, "This brother don't need to be here. He need to be on your baseball squad." So that January, I transferred to Whitney Young. Started playing baseball. Graduated with a 1.8 GPA. I was like, boom.
1.8.
Right? That 1.8 was a 2.9 to everybody else.
Everybody does. Let's keep it real. Right.
But baseball saved my life. I ended up going to college. Went to a junior college in Iowa. Played baseball for that 2 years. Went to Northwest Missouri State, D2 baseball.
Wow. College baseball.
Wow,
Yeah.
man.
Bro, you see
I be hating the D's and all that.
I
bro.
know,
like
man.
Some guys come up to me and they say, "How will you played at this level?" Man, the struggle is real. It's
real,
every
dog.
level.
Don't care if it was B.
Brother
They
Ray.
just made a little bit more money out of it than they did you, brother.
That's all
they
that
couldn't be a little
was, man.
harder, bro.
That's all that
Go
was,
ahead.
man.
But what happened, man?
Wow.
So I ended up dropping out of school. But then I went back to my hood. Went back to Lake and Ashland and started coaching Little League with my homeboy Andre Manodug. The whole Manodug family was the ones who was always giving back in the community when we were shorties. So I went back and started coaching with Andre, coaching my little brothers.
Look at that.
You know what I'm saying? Then I ended up marrying somebody from the neighborhood.
Right.
It didn't work out, but you
Yeah,
know,
you did it.
But I have a beautiful son. He's at Tuskegee,
Yeah.
doing his thing right
That's
now.
what's up, man.
And
Keep saying
from
these
that-
HBCUs, man.
Man,
Bro.
yeah, man. I mean, he in on them, man.
you know what I mean?
Man.
You all in, bro.
The point that I'm trying to make is that people helped me along the way.
Man.
So when it was time for me to come back to my
Look
neighborhood,
at that.
I didn't stay long, but I did what I had to do, and I still call my homeboy Dirk, who he's like my straight up brother who like, man, yo Dirk, I just need to ask a couple questions on this and that and the third, and he's
Right.
like, man, you need to do this. I'm sorry, Tamushin is his name.
Okay.
But my point is, to your point, man, it's like if we don't keep giving back when somebody sowed a seed on us,
Man.
our legacy will never be nothing.
Nothing,
Be
bro.
legitimate.
Besides,
A1.
you're
That's
talking about
A1,
giving
man.
back.
Uh-huh.
Besides getting involved with the 100 Black Men, you know, we, Texas Empowerment Academy, we're going to be building a new school, right?
Okay.
So it's a plan. In 3 years from now, you know, we want to
Growth.
I love growth.
we're
boy.
growing. We had 350 kids.
I love it.
And we, you know, we're easily can, you know, next couple years be at 600. Next couple years, 1,000.
We will
And
be.
so, you know, we're on a $12 million campaign to build another school, right?
Right.
And, you know, no pressure on me,
Let me,
right?
let me ask you something.
Not at all.
Let me ask you a question
So,
with the school though. Your teachers, are
Mm-hmm.
they certified? What are we looking for with teachers? Is it an opportunity for teachers to come to that school? Are y'all looking for more teachers? What? Talk to me
Yeah,
about
we want. I mean, yeah, we've got great teachers. I mean, we, you know, the state ratings just came out, and you know we are rated a B, and so we're not an F, we're not a C, and you know, just like I said, nationally, you got 2% of teachers that are black males, and we have 50% males, 50% females.
I want you to say that.
The-
I set you up. I thought
Yeah, man. There it
and,
was.
No, so it's an opportunity for our kids to you know see have teachers that look like them, that care about them, and just can relate. You know,
Right,
you know, that's
right.
just that's a diversity in the school is a big issue, right?
Yes,
and
it is.
We have social emotional learning, and we do it naturally because we just know we know their names, we know the parents,
Right.
we know the issues.
That means a lot, though, man.
And,
Yeah,
you know,
issues.
we
Yeah.
know the issues,
Yeah.
and
You
it's
can-
not even the issues. We just know what are the barriers that some of the families have,
Right.
and
Barriers.
we have the
Yes.
resources to really connect. And just like we said earlier, you know, we have the kids that rewiring of the brain
Mm-hmm.
in regards to like they can be anything they want to be because we help them understand where they come from, and who they are, who they were in regards to our ancestors, right? But yeah, so we have plans of building a new school, and so and it's an opportunity for our kids to, we're on the pathway to college and career, and in our kids, like I said, we're almost at 100% of our high school that are going to be graduating with this dual enrollment program because of ACC, which is a phenomenal community college, in my opinion.
One of the things. ACC, man, I don't think Austin Community College gets enough props throughout the city. They're a powerful tool. My son was part of that. He was able to work toward his associates in high school. He earned college credits in high school, still finishing up his associates right now. So it's a blessing. ACC is partnered with a lot of programs and some powerful programs to kind of help educate. And I think pushing education is big, man. I'm glad you're a young man that loves education. What's our question?
From my wife.
Wife.
I'm not gonna apologize. She just speaking on the real. That's just you know how she do it. This ain't no secret, man. And
what's the question?
All right, our first question is from Miss Bobby Mack.
Miss Mack,
her name Bobby.
Worldwide Bobby.
Yeah, she wants to know. She feels it's important for men to step up and lead. Why? She wants to know, why do you feel women aren't supported as they should be?
Women aren't what? As supportive or supportive of men?
Aren't as supportive as they should be.
Y'all want to touch on that?
I can speak, man. My wife is crazy supportive of everything I do. I mean, she allows me to be, like, I'm here today.
You being yourself.
She allows me to be me. I allow her to be her.
That's crucial.
I support her endeavors, vice versa. I think I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for my mother and my wife.
She said, read the whole thing, y'all.
You
didn't
I'll
take the
get
off.
to that. I'm letting them answer the first part of the question.
All right, and the second part?
3-part question.
Okay.
All right. Do you feel it's due to men not leading and that they drop the ball somewhere? Speaks to consistency and so it's like.
So she's asking about the unsupportive women, not the supportive. Do you think as a whole that our women are kind of unsupportive of some of our men, or?
Nah. You know what I think, man? Here's the thing. I'm going to use this analogy. We think short term, women think long term.
Exactly.
Right? So while we're playing and turning up, they getting their degrees. And so it makes it harder for us to be the men that we need to be because they already outran us. Bruh, they in that 64 Impala sitting on, and we sitting up and driving the hoop.
Yeah. And they talking about what's up.
And they talking about what's up.
You trying to drive their car.
One more question.
We got one more.
We got plenty of time.
Okay.
We got one more, all right? Fourth part of a 4-part question.
Worldwide Bobby.
What can men do in the community to get that back?
To get the trust back worldwide?
Women.
To get the support? Like you said, I think what he said was
I think it needs to be more accountable.
I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it to you like this.
Chew on it.
Until we as men be more accountable and not treat our women like dirt, they will never trust us. We have to be the leaders, and that means we have to just be honest and true.
Be real, 100.
Like in the interview with Kevin. See, the myth of us messing around with all these women, it's a myth, dog.
Yeah,
Nobody taught us to love a woman.
No.
And just treat and love her. Be with her. Grow with her. Build that. Hey, let me tell you something. Me and my wife.
Hurt with her.
Look, bro.
Grow with her.
We entrepreneurs in my family. We build a brand.
Yeah, that's right, brother.
I won't be like, when we first met, I said, you got this, I got that. How much you owe? How much you owe? We're going to be debt free in 6 years. And we did it.
And that's it.
Sitting up eating peanut butter and jelly.
That's just what it was. But you sacrificed.
But I sacrificed. But I sacrificed with her.
Sacrifice, no victory.
She accepted me with 3 shorties.
You communicated though.
Hey, Carl.
Go ahead.
I got the answer.
Oh,
it's our slogan, right?
What they see is what they be.
Right?
I got a little swag.
Yeah, man.
Confidence to him. Go ahead, young blood.
I got the answer.
That's it. That's it. Gotta act with integrity, right?
Yeah.
But until we
Others will
understand,
emulate.
but we have to understand.
Go ahead.
We have to understand. All of us sitting at this table. If you with your woman, love her to the day you die. Give her everything you got.
Right.
So when you walk away, if God forbid you do that,
Right.
but if you know you've given her everything that you're supposed to give her as a man, y'all gonna y'all ain't gonna leave each other.
That dude, and it's so it's profound what you're saying. It's so real because me and my wife, she a jokester, I'm a jokester, and we have fun and all of that. But I try to do so much for her. If she ever wanted to step out on me and compare me to this dude, she gonna be like, "But he didn't do this." But my husband, you see what I mean, man? It was vice versa.
Do you know what I say though? What did I do wrong?
Right.
That's the first question I have. Did I do something wrong?
And if you hurt your wife,
I'm gonna fix it.
Right.
But now, if you did this on your own, you be accountable.
And that's what it is.
But guess what? I'm gonna go upstairs and chill for a minute.
That's what it is.
If it takes 6-7 months, I'm gonna be up there and chill. Then when I'm ready to fall back in love with you, I'm gonna come back down.
Real talk though, man. We
still
in the house.
We ain't going nowhere.
You still in the house.
You understand what I'm saying?
You ain't walking out because when you walk out, the devil walk in.
I'm gonna tell you, look, I've been 3 years free of child support, homeboy.
Man, that shit feel good, don't it?
Good. I ain't never going back.
Hey, drop that flag. Some of these young boys out here having sex at a young age. They worried about diseases, but they ain't worried about Uncle Sam and that child support.
Hey, y'all need to listen to me.
Yeah.
45% of my paycheck was gone for 17 years.
Mine was 18 years.
45%. Half his check.
Mine was 18
when
years.
When that last child support came out, I called and said, am I done? They said yes. I said, what was the total? They was like 300 and some change. And I said, never again.
Yeah. I got hit twice with 2 kids. They thought I played NFL. So they went back every 2 years. They made sure that they was going to just, because they couldn't have me. And they wanted me, but they said, "I'll take your money." You know how they spiteful they can get.
But you know how I look at it.
So I just dealt with it and paid it, and it was like $700.
But you know how I look at it though, big bro.
That was my Ferrari and houses and everything else.
The way I look at it is, that was the decision I made.
I laid down with them.
I laid down with them.
That's what I say.
And because I laid down and didn't make that commitment, that's my fault.
Right.
I ain't never doing it again.
Yeah. Oh, and it ain't happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
After that one, I married B. We had one, but he at home. I got him every day. That's me and him. That's my little partner. I named him Bobby. So I watched myself grow up. Now I watch myself grow up. And now I say, would you allow yourself to do that? No. So you ain't gonna do it. And now I'm he got a son. Wait till you see Ray walk. His son walked just like him, man. And it's funny because he said he's supposed to walk like me. And you know, and that's and I love that. It's small, but it's big to me. When I saw his son walk like him, I said, man, he walked just like him. But that's small to certain people. That's big to me because when we was riding in the Honda Accord, swinging chicken wings at each other, listening to
Butter Law,
Ghetto Boy. We didn't see this.
Yeah.
But you see where we at now. So it's good when you got young Malachi speaking and talking the way he is, and he can give to the youth and give what he needs to get. You keep doing what you doing. Let's keep doing what he doing, and we pouring into each other.
Yes, sir.
You see what I mean?
That's the name of the game, man.
We pouring to each other, man. It's because this is all everything what we doing. You see, we face this way because it go that way. We don't go back. It go this way, man. So we gotta give to get, and when we get, it's not even for us.
It's not even for us.
We give it back.
Quick question for my two men. Are you single, dating, married, dating? We get about to close it out. This is how we closed it out. What y'all doing? Y'all single, dating? What?
Single.
How y'all feel about the woman situation? Is it plentiful out there? How my young men feeling right now? What y'all thinking though? From this hearing what we talking about?
Hey, do I need to move?
No, real thoughts. We need to know.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Get over there.
You gotta switch, man.
How you feeling?
Yeah, man.
Talk to me about it.
I'm just focused on myself and work, and if there's an opportunity to have someone to complement, my life and where I'm headed, then great. I'm not looking right now. I'm really focused on
So
you see them?
So some tiff treats showing.
Look at my wife say. You see my wife say, Malachi, I got a cousin. Yeah, she already trying to mix in this.
Mrs. Mac.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm getting it now.
So them tiff treats.
I love it.
Texas
Them
promise.
tiff treats.
We already know it's going down. Anonymous tiff treats. Talk to him, Malachi. How you feeling, man? This is a gift to the women today.
This, yeah, the gift at the end.
My man.
Oh dang!
Oh,
What you
man.
think, bro? Well, how you feeling out here? You single?
Recently single.
Okay.
Hey, you gotta build the best me first. You know what I mean?
Man, that's what I see my
So
wife
I'm
fell in
learning,
love with
you
you.
know?
Yeah. My wife already
See,
got
y'all
something.
gonna have
I'm
tip
telling
treats.
you, baby.
Well, we got Sean good treats. Let me be real. We doing it. My man Sean got the best cookies. So if y'all want to get at these boys, send them Sean cookies, them good cookies, them that good stuff. All right, don't send them tip treats. Send that good stuff. Sean,
Look,
what up, though?
look at us. Malachi, how old are you, boo? They coming for you already. And then my wife say, "Oh, I got something for both of you too, deacon." Oh man, dude.
Say, man, we love y'all, man.
I'm
Hey,
telling
look.
you, man, it was love, man.
Hey, every time, man, this show is nothing without y'all.
Yes.
Continue to like and share, because throughout the week, man, we see more people are watching. They can't catch us on Wednesdays, but more are starting to watch on Wednesdays.
Yes.
So like and share, but continue to get involved in the community, be in the trenches. Carl and these young men are going to continue to bless us. Y'all will see them back on the show.
Yes.
If you need more information, please reach out to us or reach out to one of these guys, because as we said in the very beginning, myself and Bobby Mack, the locker room, we're going to be problem solvers. We're not just going to talk about it, but we're going to solve some of these issues.
Yes.
And we thankful for God that we're moving in the right direction.
Yes.
B Mac, let her go. You do what you do, baby.
Hey, like we said, man, when we reach one, we teach one. But when we reach many, we reach plenty. Because it's not how you start, it's how you finish. We love y'all. We appreciate every last one of y'all viewers. God bless.
Locker room, baby.
Peace out.
Jump shot. I like that. Go.
That's it, man. Man, that's
This is
awesome.